What's up, Screen Fiend fans? You're live with your boy Carcino once again. So I'm trying to get a meal here. You know, trying to weather the storm for sake. You got it because the Screen Fiend account. There's no problems with the Screen Fiend account. You will get your notifications here. Well, here's the thing about Solo, in the movie about Solo. Oh, thanks, Naris. I appreciate that. What's good, Cephas? I didn't know my battery was this low.
Junior shake? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh. Thought somebody was capping.
Here we go.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a nice night.
You too. Oh my God, this is the Comfort Inn. I remember this place. That's where they got a lot of my money. I used to bang chicks there and call it a business trip and get my money back every year. Yeah, the government caught on to that one. Ah, there we go. Gotta try to fix all this blurriness. My goodness. But here it is. The thing about Solo movie is this. People want to know, where does it take place in the universe of Star Wars? This film is taking place simultaneously as Rogue One is going on. This is happening on another part of the universe where Rogue One takes place. So this is right before Episode 4. A few years before Episode 4 and Rogue One. So it's in that time zone. So before they made a trip to go find this Death Star, before that even takes place, while they still developing the first Death Star, the Solo story begins. So this is after Episode 3. They're building the Death Star. The Empire is just starting out, basically. The first galactic empire, and all of these guys who were independents now are like having to salvage for things as the empire is basically taking over everything and policing all of the entire universe. Where these pirates pretty much did what they wanted to do, now they have to run their organization through the Empire. So if they don't have permission from the Empire to do something, which means they would have to be taxed, then you're rebelling against the Empire, and then you're an enemy to them. This would ensure that the Empire, no matter where they were in the universe, always got paid, always stayed in power. So naturally, they weren't going to survive in this. So smuggling is the #1 business of revenue in the galaxy. People don't want to pay all this money that they would have to pay to the Empire to get it. So if you could smuggle it in and get past the Empires, you know, and get things through customs, you can make a pretty penny for yourself. Now, smugglers are known through the universe. You gotta have a good ship for smuggling, and that's where Han Solo came. Top 10 greatest movies, definitely. Empire Strikes Back is in that picture. Casablanca is in there. If you guys never seen Casablanca, go watch it. It's in black and white. Humphrey Bogart, you know, it's a classic. It started everything. Well, you guys got to understand that Han Solo and what his mission is really is just to make money and smuggle and be one of the best pilots in the world. But what we're trying to see is, why was he so jaded? You know, he was pretty much a smuck. And they had to break down, you know, Han had to break down this whole facade that Leia had about him. And it should be cool learning about his origin. What's up, Tony Two-Time? Gotta go get the papers. Get the papers. So I'm interested to see how they go about implementing using Han Solo's legacy. You see how Chewie gets his belt. You know, you see he don't have a belt on him at first. Then you see that, like, it holds his shells, that whole poncho thing he got on his back. He keeps that strap right across his chest. You see him get that in this film. Now in episode 3, we see Chewie when the Wookiees got wiped out. He was one of the last Wookiees left to survive the onslaught. And now we know why Chewie hates the Empire. So we got to see that in episode 3. Now, before episode 4, there's a Solo movie, then comes Rogue One. So this is around the same period of time this rebellion is going on, right before they get involved and steal the plans and all of these things. Han Solo is going through his mission, you know, all of these things that's taking place. What made a Star Wars story, Rogue One, so much better than the modern stuff that we had seen, and it gave a whole different look to Rogue One. That was key. Not just because it had Vader in it. It gave a whole nother look to Rogue One. Rogue One gave us a glimpse of like what the original Star Wars was really all about. It wasn't always about the lightsaber. It wasn't always, even though we got a great lightsaber battle. The guy who's like, I guess the bad guy here, he has like some type of lightsaber, like whip or some zip line or whatever he's got where it just cuts through stuff. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out. That's the thing I'm having a hard time figuring out, is just who in the world are they talking about? 90% of the time I watch Star Wars, I'm trying to figure out who in the world they're talking about, or like what place it takes. I'm like, what place is this happening in? You know, so when I watch this, I'm gonna go deep into that. But it gave us that old feeling back to the original Star Wars. Even though we love all the action from Rogue Episode 1, people have that nostalgic feel when they watch the original Star Wars. Because the original Star Wars, it just has that unique feeling to it. All the little creepy sounds, all the little all them little knick-knack sounds with the it just takes you back because your mind was blown, because it never really was anything like it before. So it's the first time like you're getting that feeling all over again. And Lucas made a huge mistake not restoring the original copies when he should have. So now the film that they've sent in for protection from the Films League is not even the completed version. It's like the remake version. And they sent that in. They were like, what is this? Because he didn't have the money to add all this stuff to it that he personally liked and wanted to put in the movie, using all these different scales. It just cluttered the movie up because it, you know, yeah, it looks cool to have some extra monsters in there standing in there. But as a fan of it, like once the movie's done, it's done. You want to add some more stuff to something, make another movie. But more is not always better. Less sometimes is better. As we see, they had less equipment, less staff, less everything, and it made an epic movie. Empire Strikes Back, epic. One, because